Namaskar friends, I am happy today for my channel completed 1000 subscribers and I would like to say thanks for all my audience and subscribers for their help and support. Now I am targeting for 10,000 subscribers. Please help me in achieving that. So now we move on to today's video. Are you constantly unhappy in your marriage? A marriage does not end on taking a divorce, but it ends much earlier when it is dead emotionally. This video will help you know when a marriage is dead. Hi everyone, welcome again to Legal Mind Education series. I am Ajit Kumar, advocate, relationship coach and mediator, and today I will be discussing about the dilemma of leaving or hang on to a marriage relationship and the good reasons when one should always leave. Okay, let's get started. Friends, in my long practice of marital and divorce mediation, I had seen cases where the girls are confused whether they should go for divorce or should hang on with a hope of improving relationship. They are in dilemma because they think that divorce would end their marriage. However, a divorce is mere validation of a legal death of the marriage, although the death of marriage happens much earlier when the couple are emotionally disconnected. So, when one should hang on, and what are the good reasons to leave a marriage relationship and take divorce? The basic assumption of a healthy marriage is that you grow with your partner in a relationship. A legitimate expectation of any wife is in marriage is that he is respectful towards you and your feeling. He is not trying to dominate and control you, which could be irritating. He is not putting restrictions on your survival and security needs to provoke you. He provides you intimacy and attention and is at least not a narcissist. But when you find these basic assumptions are not a priority for your spouse, you tend to have self doubts on your abilities to make a marriage workable. Such negative thoughts brings resentment and depression. Friends, judging the health of your marriage is crucial because then only one can decide when to quit carrying on a dead marriage. There are certain signals which let you know when you must leave an unhappy marriage. Amongst them, the first one is the existence of marital abuse. Any form of abuse in marriage is a clear signal of an unhealthy relationship. Amongst various forms of abuse, physical abuse is more visible and recognizable, but it is the emotional abuse which causes more problems, as it is more discreet and subtle and is difficult to understand and recognize. When this physical, emotional, or sexual abuse is also directed or threatened towards your children by the spouse who is abusing, it is the time one should not stay in the marriage. Secondly, if you are constantly unhappy in your marriage, being constantly unhappy is also indicative of a poor health of the marriage relationship. One needs to judge if such a situation is caused due to your own unrealistic expectations and needs. Then you should have a realistic expectation of your spouse, but sometimes your spouse could also have unrealistic expectations or needs from you, causing unhappiness. A continuous feeling of unhappiness would cause irreparable breakdown of the marriage. Whenever you feel there is a lack of trust, lack of care and concern, or there is a history of dishonesty in words and acts of a spouse with no intention to improve, these are good enough signs and reasons to leave the marriage. Third is stonewalling, when your spouse stops talking and responding to you. A spouse who is habitual stonewalling you either a narcissist or a person with avoidant personality. Sometimes even anxious personality spouses do this as a protest behavior. But a spouse who habitually stonewall would cause long-term damage to a healthy communication. Good communication always helps in bridging up any perceptual gaps. When a person starts stonewalling and gives to no response to your approaches and communication, it is a signal of unhealthy marriage. Such constant behavior brings a situation when you are no longer interested or care for any improvement, you are no longer bothered to fix the problem, and you are no longer interested in seeking any help to bring spark in your marriage. This is the time to quit. Fourth sign is infidelity or extramarital affair in the marriage. A spouse who is a serial cheater who shows no common interest in nurturing the marriage, any extramarital relationship of any form causes more damage than one can imagine, because it brings with it other negative behaviors like dishonesty, emotional abuse, lack of sharing and care, lack of intimacy, and lack of respect. In a marriage where a spouse is a serial cheater and to hide his infidelity tries to dominate or emotionally blackmail you, it is a clear sign that you should leave the marriage. The fifth sign is when your spouse constantly try to damage your self-esteem. A husband who always tries to demean you, lower your self-esteem by constantly criticizing you in public, do not value your contribution to the marriage. One should not stay in such marriages as it makes a continuous dent on your self-identity, which will lead you to depression and harm your mental health. So any sort of consistent abuse towards you or your children, feeling of constant unhappiness, unabated cheating behavior, giving no attention or lack of healthy communication, and not recognizing your identity and damaging your self esteem are good reasons for you to leave an unhappy marriage. People still stay in such unhappy marriages, sometimes for good or bad reasons, out of their own choices. The good reasons could be for the action taken jointly to retrieve the charm and spark in the marriage, where the spouse sponsoring abuse has been told that no longer such abuse would be tolerated and he has to curb any such tendencies. If there is a self admission of being abusive with a resolve to jointly work on it, it could be a good reason. But staying without any such goal of improvement in the relationship, but only to avoid pain and suffering, or for fear of unforeseen future or consequences of leaving marriage, including child custody rights, would be a bad reason or for staying in an unhappy marriage. And that's it. For more videos on related legal topic, be sure to subscribe to my channel and tap the bell, and that will allow you to get a notification for every video uploaded. And if you have a question, leave a comment below. In my next video, I will be discussing why a rent agreement is necessary and what are the consequences of a understamped and unregistered rent agreement. And thanks for watching.